am your congressional candidate. We've been doing this a couple of times, and when I see cameras, I really wanted to tell you my strategy for taking Mike Turner down, but because it's going to wind up on the internet, I'll give it to you in code. How's that? A couple of things you want to know about me is why I am running. And one of the main reasons I'm running is because, again, I agree. I looked at what I've seen out of Mike Turner and the ilk therein, and I'm not having it. I think we can do better. I know we can do better. And honestly, I've talked to the people. I've been out across this district from the end of the world in Fayette County to the edge of Montgomery County to Preble, shaking hands and finding out what people are, what they need. And quite frankly, the people are in pain. They're suffering, and that has to stop right now. I really don't want to wait until November or next year. We'll talk about that in a minute. But why I'm running is because I've looked at the other folks that are running, and I said, okay, some of these people don't look like me. They're millionaires or some other kind of folk that I'm not. So I don't know if they could represent me the way that a regular person could represent me. I looked at some other folks who are in academia, bless their hearts. They're wonderful about that. They've been doing it for a while. But I don't think they're going to have that business acumen that it's going to take to take somebody out through negotiating skills. I think lobbyists will essentially eat their lunch. So then I looked at my own credentials. I said, oh, well, what makes you think you're so good, Olivia? And I remembered, well, wait a minute. I have sold over $1 million worth of software. I do have exceptional negotiating skills. And I do believe that I have an arsenal. Remember, you guys, a lot of you remember LBJ? Everybody thinks Kennedy was the guy. It was LBJ that really did the work. The other one was this, but the other one did the work. And let me tell you, that's my style. I'm the workhorse. That's it right there. I'm the workhorse. What I do is I don't go to a meeting with guns blaring. What I do is I have all the stuff on me before I open the door. I have an arsenal before I open that meeting. And that's what it's going to take these guys out. That's what it's going to take. Every day, coming prepared, doing your homework, and coming out with a negotiating style that will take them off at the knees, because they're never going to see it coming. So, that's why I'm running. What is it about me that you need to know? That gentleman has a Vietnam-era veteran on the side of his arm, and guess what? I have one too. I was in the military June 1st, 1973. And I served all my time stateside, but I'm very proud to be a veteran. And I support veterans, which Mike Turner wants to get rid of our hospital, and I will not have that on my watch. You can bet on that. So, I'm mom, which means that I believe that you have to kind of soft hand some folks sometimes. You can't just, like I said, go in there guns blaring. So I believe that my daughter should have, I have a daughter at Wright State, she's a geology student, no drugs, no jail, and no babies. I've learned a lot about the law. I understand how people wind up in jail. I understand how kids wind up on the bad side of the law. I was actually a substitute teacher right here in Trotwood. I know Trotwood because I know your kids. I know what you put into them because I know the little ones and the ones in high school. One day I'll tell you a story about them. Go on my website and I'll tell you a story about what I know about your little ones. They're amazing. The kids in Trotwood are amazing. I know because I've met them. So the other thing you need to know is, why do I feel that my business acumen can go up against Mike Turner? Very simply. One of these days you'll find out, it is true, I worked for Rolls-Royce. I understand workforce better than anybody I think in this room. You know what I know about the workforce in this town? We could, if educated properly, we could actually take them on and train them in technology. I know that because I worked at Rolls-Royce hiring engineers. I'm a technology kind of gal. So I want you to remember that when you think about who's going to get these jobs and how we're going to get new positions. That's what I do for a living. So that's what I think you should know off the bat about Olivia Freeman. My name is Olivia Freeman, and I am your congressional candidate. Thank you. Thanks. The folks in the hinterland, from, like I said, from the edge of Preble, Montgomery County out to Fayette, with almost without exception, they really don't care about what I thought they would care about. I thought they'd care about the debt and the deficits and all of that. But you know what they really care about? Is the stuff of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. They're talking about food and their house and things like that. So I put up a program a long time ago called 9 Square, where it simply says that there's money coming from the from the corporations that go down to their foundations, and guess what? No one's asking for that money. So I've been showing people and organizations how to get that money. And you know what? They don't care about how I feel about the debt. They don't really care about how I feel about some of this other big stuff that you think they care about in Congress. They care about, Olivia, how can my organization get money for diabetic foot care? That's what I've learned. And I've been helping them, showing them how to raise money for their programs, and that's what they really are interested in. So, and when I go to Congress, I'll just continue that same process because that's what people are really interested in. So there you go.
All right.